Hello everyone, and thank you for watching 3 True Hospital Stories, True Horror Stories. If you haven't, go through the videos on my channels to see it. I want to take a moment to apologize for the sound issue in the original version of Story 2, The Elevator Encounter. We always strive to provide the best experience, and unfortunately, a technical error slipped through. Here is the corrected version of Story 2, The Elevator Encounter, with the sound issue resolved. Thank you for your patience and understanding. I hope you enjoy this installment as it was meant to be heard. Now, let's dive straight into the story. It was 2:47 a.m. on a Wednesday, and the hospital pharmacy was unusually quiet. Jenna, a pharmacist working back-to-back shifts, had been awake for over 38 hours. Her eyelids were heavy, her steps sluggish, and the repetitive tasks of organizing medication seemed endless. She told herself she could push through just a few more hours until the end of her shift. But as she pushed her medication cart down the dimly lit hallway, she started noticing things. Small things at first. A door creaking open when no one was around. The faint sound of footsteps in an empty corridor. Jenna paused, squinting down the hallway. Was someone there? She shook her head and muttered, "Just my imagination," before continuing on her route. But the strange noises followed her as she wheeled the cart toward a remodeled wing of the hospital, an area that wasn't in use yet. As Jenna entered the silent, unused wing, the air felt colder. Passing one of the rooms, she froze. Inside, illuminated by the dim overhead light, was an elderly man sitting on the edge of a bed. His head was lowered, his frail hands trembling. Blood streamed down his face, soaking his hospital gown. Her breath caught in her throat. "Sir," she called out. The man didn't respond, just continued shaking as the blood dripped onto the floor. Jenna stepped back into the hallway, her trembling hands reaching for the emergency phone. But when she looked back into the room, it was empty. No man, no blood. The bed was neatly made, and the room looked untouched. Jenna stumbled back, her heart pounding, and hurried toward the elevator, her mind racing to explain what she had just seen. Was it exhaustion? A trick of the light? Or something else? As the elevator doors opened, she stepped inside, still rattled. But before the doors could close, a figure joined her, a familiar one. It was the elderly man. Only now he looked calm, even serene. The blood was gone, replaced by a crisp security uniform. He smiled softly and patted her on the shoulder. She froze, paralyzed by fear, unable to speak. When the elevator reached her floor, the doors opened, and she was alone. The man was gone. Days passed, and Jenna convinced herself it was a hallucination brought on by exhaustion. But weeks later, while leaving the hospital after another late shift, she glanced up at the windows of the remodeled wing. Her heart sank. There, staring down at her, was the same man. She never told her coworkers. She barely spoke of it at all. But to this day, Jenna can't shake the feeling that she wasn't alone that night, and that the man might still be watching. What would you do if you saw a ghostly figure right in front of you? Could this have been a sleep-deprived hallucination, or something far beyond our understanding? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And while you're here pondering the mysteries of the afterlife, why not give us a like and hit that subscribe button? It's not as scary as meeting a ghost in an elevator, but it might just make our day. You wouldn't want us to haunt you now, would you? Stay tuned for more spine-chilling stories if you dare.